Hey, what's up everybody? This is Justin again with another video, and today I'm going to be modifying this guitar body, this one right here. And if you recognize this one, or if you don't recognize this one, this is the one that I put the red paint on when I did in my other video when I did the flattening test with Rust-Oleum paint. If you happen to see that video, and this is the guitar body. And what I'm going to do today is I made this little plug here. And I've never seen anybody make a video on this. Of all the luthier videos I've watched on YouTube, I've never seen anybody make a video on this. But what I want to do is make this a single humbucker guitar rather than a dual humbucker. Why? Why not? I don't know. So, I made this plug. Fit right down inside there. It's going to get glued in, glassed in, and screwed in. So it's not going to move. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little plug that I cut out of 3/4 inch finished plywood. It's all it is, just plywood. I'm going to fit it right inside that guitar body just like that. It's going to get glued in, glassed in. And what I mean by glass is I'm going to be using Bondo glass. And we're going to put Bondo glass to fill in some of the sides of the pickup and some of the sides of the plug anyway. And then once the plug is all set and dry, and this has been cured and dried, then I'll be able to go back over the top of this guitar with another layer of glass or Bondo and get this smoothed out. Like I said, I've never seen anybody do this on YouTube. I've looked for it and I haven't seen it. I haven't heard it from any luthiers. I've got a friend of mine in St. Charles who is a luthier, and I don't even think he's ever done it. So we're going to try this out and see how it works. Alright, so what I got here are my 2-part mix epoxies, or my epoxy, not epoxies, my 2 parts to my epoxy. And I'm going to mix it up right back here on the back of the plug. And it just requires an even amount of each part. It takes about 24 hours for it to fully cure. But once this stuff sets up and hardens, I've been able to drill it out, been able to tap it and thread it. This stuff's pretty badass. Like I said, I bought it from Eastwood Company like 20 years ago maybe. And I've looked on their website and I haven't seen it. They may have it under a different name or a different product, I don't know. I don't even know what the name of it is, to be honest with you. The labels are so old on it, they're worn out. So, like I said, it takes about 24 hours for it to cure. So I'm just going to set that off to the side for now. Then I'm going to mix up my my glass, my fiberglass Bondo, and get that ready. All right, let's mix up some fiberglass. Not going to need a whole lot for this part of the project anyway. This is probably, it's probably more than enough. Alright, so there it is plugged. We're going to let this sit overnight. And the Bondo doesn't take too long. This Bondo is set up in about a half hour. I can actually sand on it in about 30 minutes if I wanted to. But we're just going to let this set up probably overnight. And then come back and see what we can do with it tomorrow. Alright, now that our fiberglass has had time to set up and cure, we're gonna mix up some Bondo. Close enough for government work. All right, I mixed up more than I needed, but that's all right. So we'll let that dry, and then we'll come back and sand it. All right, I went ahead and sanded this out real quick. It took literally like less than a minute, maybe a minute, to sand this down, get all the Bondo off of it, get it down to where I need it. So we're gonna shoot some filler primer on it, and we're gonna see what we need to do next. Probably need to, after we put the filler primer on, it might need a little bit of filler still. Alright, so got this all filled in. It's been Bondoed, primered, hasn't been sanded, but there's still a slight divot right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some red filler in it, some red putty, and just do a little skim coat of red putty in it, and then I will wet sand and see what we can do with that. Alright, so I put some red body filler on this, some red putty, and it's pretty smooth, and we're going to wet sand this. We're going to wet sand it and see how smooth we can get this, and then we should be good to go. So I think I'm going to be using 1000 grit wet sandpaper. Nope, you know what? I'm going to use 800. I don't need to go that fine. Now that we got this filled and sanded and smooth, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in this volume hole and the three-way selector switch for the two pickups. So all I have left is just a volume hole. So it's just going to be a single pickup with a volume, and that's it. No switches, no nothing. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to have cut pieces of fiberglass, and I'm going to put them right back here in the backs of these pieces and let them set up. And then once I have this fiberglass backing, I'll be able to take some Bondo and put it in these holes and sand them. I'm going to mix up some fiberglass resin, and we'll fiberglass these two pieces in. Alright, so I went ahead and, like we said, filled this in with some Bondo glass and that block, and I've skim coated it with regular Bondo and some red putty, and I went ahead and backed these with some fiberglass, as you saw, and filled these back in with Bondo. And it's all sanded smooth now, and that's pretty much it. This seemed to have worked out pretty good. And I think on the next part of this little project, I'm going to probably put a laminate top on this and maybe do a nice little stain finish on it or something. So stay tuned for that one. And I think that about wraps this one up. Thanks for watching.